mentioned, that's a 168-pound weight limit. Bazinyan, 24 years old. He's 6'1" with a 72-inch reach. As for Roman, coming out of Culiacan, Mexico, much older, 15 years older. In fact, he's 39 and will enjoy a 2-inch reach advantage. Here are the rules for this bout. We're going by the California state rules. No 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. You can be saved by the bell in the last round only, and the doctor or referee can stop the fight. Let's send it into the ring now, and Joe Martinez.
Well, my fans, a very good evening and welcome to the Special Event Center here, live worldwide on DAZN, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Indio, California. An exciting night of professional boxing, all brought to you this evening by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and sponsored by Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and Hennessy. Never stop, never settle. We are set to go with our first bout this evening. 8 rounds this scheduled in the super middleweight division, and ready to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. From Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico, here is the veteran, Saul Roman.
Sergio, it's too early to be dancing, my friend. Save some of your energy. We got a long night.
Well, once I hear the trumpets play, I mean, this is great music here. And once the crowd fills in, they're going to be feeling it too.
I'll tell you what, he's 39 years old, but he looks right now to have plenty of energy, all smiles, and he believes he could pull off the upset here in India.
And his opponent ready to make his ring walk out of the red corner, undefeated. From Quebec, Canada, Eric Bazinyan.
Eric Bazinyan, of Armenian heritage, lives and trains in Quebec, Canada. Excited to be here tonight. He says anytime you can fight on worldwide television on DAZN, it's an important night. He wants to show his best stuff, Sergio.
He's very impressive. Big puncher, dynamite in both hands. As an amateur, compiled 109 wins, 1 loss. I've never heard of that. I mean, Mark Breland was one of the greatest amateurs in American history. He had one loss, but that's an incredible stat right there.
His nickname is Bizzo.
H to the Bizzo, E to the Bizzo.
Not quite as catchy as the Latin snake, but nevertheless, there's Bizzo. And look at the amateur record, off the charts, Sergio.
No, absolutely, that's what I just touched on. I mean, anytime you have a fighter with that many wins and no losses, you're fighting internationally, you're fighting against the best. I mean, it's really incredible.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go 8 rounds. This scheduled in the super middleweight division, brought to you by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions in association with Eye of the Tiger Management. Your 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside: Carla Caiz, Luis Cobian, and Fernando Villarreal. And when the action begins inside the ring, referee in charge, Jerry Cantu. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white with gold. He weighed officially 164 3/4 pounds. A veteran of 58 professional fights, his record stands at 45 victories, including 37 knockouts and 13 defeats. Desde Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico, presentando Saul Roman. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing gold with black. He weighed in 167 1/4 pounds. In 23 professional fights, he is perfect with 23 victories, no defeats, 17 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the undefeated super middleweight from Laval, Quebec, Canada, Eric B.Z.O. Bazinyan.
Chief second, let's go. Chief second. Gentlemen, you were giving your instructions in the dressing room. I want a good, clean, hard fight. You will obey my commands at all times. Estás recibiendo sus instrucciones en el camino. Toque los guantes. Buena suerte.
So let's see what Eric Bazinyan has in store for us tonight. 17 knockouts in his 23 wins. And if you're this guy, do you try and go in there and blow Saul Roman out, or do you try and showcase your skills a little more?
No, I think you're going to try to blow out a grizzly veteran like Roman. Roman's been there with some of the best fighters in the world. Every time he steps up, he does get stopped. 13 losses, 10 by knockout. Take him out if you can.
Bazo wearing the gold trunks. Roman in the white with gold trim. Bazinyan is the WBO #1 ranked super middleweight contender. Billy Joe Saunders is the champion with that title around his waist. But Sergio Bazinyan was honest with us yesterday. He said, I'm not quite ready for that fight.
Oh, he's only 24 years old. He's still developing. He's still finding himself, even though he is a very gifted and talented fighter. You know, take your time.
And again, grazing the chin of Roman, who already looks vulnerable here in the first round.
Yeah, fighters like Roman, you don't want to let him get comfortable in there and go the distance. You know, they only stand a chance early in the fight, but take them out as early as possible. Don't let them get their legs under them.
Roman made his pro debut 19 years ago, May of 2000. When was your pro debut? Do you remember the date?
September 2001, I believe.
So you're both very old.
Break.
Yes.
As for Bazinyan, said he got into fighting because he was a chubby kid that was getting in fights on the street. So he went to the gym, started actually getting in shape, and then 4 months later had his first fight, and after that decided his goal was to be a world champion.
Good chopping right hand right there by Bizzo.
Oh, good right hand right over the left glove of Roman.
Roman's been in there with champions and former champions, contenders, prospects, so he's going to be able to take a shot. But right now, he's taking some clean shots by the bigger, stronger puncher in Bizzo.
It's Bazo.
Bazo. Eric Bazinyan.
Bazo.
And Badevon says to all my Armenians fans listening.
Stop. Bring your punches up, okay?
Bazo coming off a 10-round unanimous decision win over Alan Campa in Las Vegas. That was back in May. Bazinyan told us that his key to winning any fight is his jab.
Yeah, I love hearing that. Anytime such a young up-and-comer uses a jab and body punches, and they talk a lot about that, it's just very impressive because the sky's the limit when you're dealing with a puncher that can be patient and find the eye in the jab like that. Long future.
Sets it up with the jab and then delivers that right hand. There it is again. Roman's been hit with it numerous times here in the first round.
Bazinyan keeping his distance really nicely. Even though he can get aggressive, he's been landing really good punches just like that left hook right there. But he's keeping his distance, not falling off balance, Bazinyan.
Oh, there, double jab right hand, and Roman looked like he was in a little bit of trouble as the bell rang.
Yeah, everything works there. Everything works. You don't seem like loose. Like loosen it up a bit. Every time you touch with that right hand, you take a photo. No, don't take photo. Keep. Bam, 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 bam. Okay?
Here we see the replay, the excellent work by Bazinyan, not fighting off balance. Looking for that right hand counter right there. Roman trying to roll with it, but it still caught him. And later on, here's another punch. He set him up with this by the jab to the chest and a chopping right hand right on the chin. And here we go, not forgetting the body, which is the most important thing when it comes to a young prospect, is that body shot, that body work right there with doing a tough grizzly veteran like Saul Roman.
Mouthpiece.
As I mentioned, Bazinyan from Armenia. His family immigrated to Quebec when he was 16 years old. Said growing up in Armenia, he was a crazy kid. Said he got stabbed once in a fight on the street. Said, though, to earn respect there, you've got to be able to defend yourself. And he's doing more than that right now here in round two.
You can see Bazinyan just has heavy hands. Good body punching right there.
Stop. Headbutt. Tell me something.
Usually when the taller fighter digs down to the body like that, the shorter fighter, they clash heads a little bit because he has to bend down the taller fighter. It was an accidental clash of heads there.
Over here.
I don't know if that's swelling on his forehead or just years of being in the
Watch your
ring.
head, watch
That's
your
just
head.
a permanent welt.
Look at that. Bazinyan not forgetting the body. Even though he was just warned about a low blow on the head, but he's still not neglecting the body. I like that.
Watch your head, watch your head, watch your head, watch your head.
And again, a clash of heads as Roman complains.
Time. ¿Otra vez? Headbutt, no cut. Dígame cuando estás listo. Hey, dude, watch your head when you punch, okay?
So they'll go back at it. 2 headbutts in this round, unintentional, says the referee. So that might be, give Bazinyan a little bit more incentive to end this thing early before he suffers a cut.
But he doesn't want to get reckless either. Just fight behind the jab. Every right hand he's been throwing has been landing.
Stop, no punching, no punching.
So just
Let's go,
continue
come on,
with the
no, no,
1-2s
go.
and the body shots. Avoid the head clashes by the shorter, aggressive Roman.
Roman does have power, 37 KOs in his 45 wins. So Bazinyan cannot afford to get too careless. There's that jab again from Bazo. Oh, nice left hook that time.
That's how you dig down to the body with the taller fighter. You bend down your knees. Don't duck down. You got to bend your knees down there and dig down there on both sides of the body.
That time he got caught coming in.
See, by bending your knees, you avoid the head clashes. You're not looking down and punching down. You're bending your knees and digging down, keeping your chin low. Good body shot there by Roman on the inside. See, when it comes to tough guys, experienced fighters like Roman, you don't want to give them any kind of confidence. Don't let them start landing anything, even on your shoulders or elbows.
No. Box. No.
You make them miss completely. Make the older fighter miss completely. That way they can use their legs. Make them feel like they don't belong.
And again, Roman
Box,
complaining.
box, let's go. 10 seconds, stop at the bell. 10 seconds, stop at the bell. Time.
Roll, you don't push too much, that's good. How do you feel? You feel good? You feel awake? Can you give me more? The only thing you can give me more is after your attack, no.
All right, Sergio, let's look at these headbutts.
I think they're accidental. Anytime you're the taller fighter has to, that's an accidental headbutt. Both of them clash a little bit.
Now let's bring in our Hall of Fame referee, Steve Smoger. Steve, are these unintentional in your view?
Unintentional. I get the distinct impression that Mr. Roman wants a way out, and he's laying the groundwork. He did sustain a cut over his left eye, and I'm waiting for the official ruling as to whether or not that cut there was caused by a headbutt.
Now, if it was caused by an unintentional headbutt, what's the ruling going forward?
This fight must go into the 4th round, and if it cannot proceed, they go to the cards, and it would be a technical decision.
Thank you for your insight. Steve Smoger will be with us all night long. And Sergio, Steve mentioned that he thought Roman was trying to get out of this fight. He's complained about low blows, headbutts, and hits to the back of the head.
Anytime you get a fighter, especially a tough fighter like Roman, it's hard to believe that they want to look for a way out. But anytime you start complaining, I agree with Steve. They're looking for a way out. They've been they're weathered. They know how to get out of there with accidental headbutts and everything else.
But to be fair, Roman has sustained a cut over his left eye. He's complaining again.
Tuyo.
Oh, what a right hand! My goodness! Like a shotgun blast!
It was a lazy jab by Saul Roman. Bazinyan took full advantage of it with a counter right hand.
He wanted an explosive performance, and boy, did he deliver. Bazo with the bazooka right hand.
And that'll be Saul Roman's 11th knockout loss and 14 losses now. Tough man, tough veteran, a grizzled veteran and journeyman. That was a brutal knockout, counter right hand. by Bazinyan.
The referee waved it off immediately, didn't even consider counting. That's how violent the right hand was.
Anytime a fighter lands on his head like that without
Bracing himself.
Without bracing himself, exactly. It's because your legs went out of you, and usually when your head ricochets off the canvas, which I think Roman did, referees don't like to see that. They usually immediately call a fight.
Wow. Cannot wait to see this replay. Take us through it, Sergio.
And it was just a lazy, he committed too much. Saul Roman committed too much behind that first jab, and then that second jab was timed by Bazinyan just perfectly right on the jaw. Cantu takes a look at Saul Roman. The eyes weren't there. The way he fell down actually gave you the impression that he wasn't gonna get up. The referee stopped it immediately, so Jerry Cantu making the disputed decision there. It looked like Saul Roman wanted to get up, but it was a little bit too late. Just beautiful right hand right there.
You know, not so much the pictures of that knockout, but the sound of that knockout was what was impressive, or the most impressive in my book.
It's always the sound, believe it or not. When you're this close to the ring, it's the sound that's the scary part. You know, viewers at home can't get the sound of body punches and headshots. But that was just a perfectly timed counter right hand by a lazy jab of Roman that landed cleanly against the veteran's jaw.
He wanted to make the most of his appearance on worldwide television here on DAZN, and I think he did that.
And that's how you do it. 24th win, 18th knockout for Eric Bazinyan.
Joe Martinez makes it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 46 seconds, round number 3. Referee Jerry Cantu puts a halt to the bout. Your winner by KO victory and still undefeated, Eric Bazinyan.
Sergio, he said his right hand was his money punch. I think he's correct in that assessment.
Absolutely correct, but it was a smart right hand. He timed Roman perfectly coming in. He backed up. He did a little lean back just to counter with that right hand. Landed cleanly on the veteran, and he was out.
Said he was originally inspired to box after seeing Viktor Chinian, former flyweight, super flyweight champion from Armenia, Arthur Abraham, former middleweight title holder of Armenian descent, and both of those guys would be impressed with what they saw from this 24-year-old.
You just named some big punchers right there from Armenian descent, and not for nothing, the opponents that I faced in the amateurs and professionals that came from Armenian descent all had heavy hands. They're punchers.
What was the story you told yesterday about a fighter who you asked who was the heaviest puncher he'd ever faced?
Oh, it was me, yeah. When we're in the fighter meeting, it was an Armenian kid, and I had Armenian sparring partners. It's in their bloodline or something. Heavy hands, they punch really hard.
All right, let's watch this and listen to this knockout punch from Bazo.
No. Tuyo.
Clean as a whistle.
Just very impressive right here for Bazinyan. And like I said, anytime you're dealing with fighters like Bazinyan that are patient and they're waiting for the right counter to land the power punching, they have a bright future ahead of them in Bazinyan.
And again, he is the #1 ranked WBO super middleweight contender right now. Billy Joe Saunders is the champ. We called Billy Joe's last fight in LA. He didn't look that impressive in that fight. Do you think if you threw Bazinyan in there with him right now, he'd be able to beat Billy Joe Saunders?
He'll give him everything he can handle, that's for sure. And you have to remember, Todd, they're fighting at a weight that Billy Joe Saunders is still getting familiar with, the 168 division. And this is a big puncher at 168.
This is the World Championship. This is the biggie. This is the one that counts.
This stage can inspire or intimidate.
Bullseye! If you are going to win one event ever, you make it this one.
He can't believe it!
What a dart. Look at the relief. That's not joy.
What a way to win! What a way to go through!
And for the third time, Michael Van Gerwen is crowned King of Darts.
All right, a quick recap of what we saw here in our first fight, Sergio.
Well, Bazinyan doing his thing. Not falling off balance, keeping the tougher Roman, the grizzly veteran, at bay. Caught him with that lazy jab with a counter right hand, which I'm sure you were timing perfectly.
Yeah, here he is, Eric Bazinyan. Congratulations on that knockout performance. Where does that rank among your 18 KOs in your career?
Well, my hard punch is my right hand, straight right. We've been practicing it all the time, and I don't know, I just work on my skills, I do my technical fight, and whenever the knockout comes, it comes like today.
All right,
you don't expect.
Well, let's show you that knockout again. Walk us through it. You've been landing the jab all night, been trying to catch him with the right hand, but this time there was no setup needed.
Yes, well, I was practicing it. I was using my jabs to catch him with the right hand, because I checked, like he likes to do like a chess match with your jab, and me, my best punch is my jab. Best, I mean like that it works for me. I set it up always with my jab, and I wait for my right hand, and I worked like all the rounds. I was doing jab, I was waiting once he's gonna counter me with the jab, so I do my slip and I counter him with the right hand. I tried a few times, and he got it. Like, he was blocking it, he was giving me back jabs, and I was patient, and it worked.
With a tough fighter, with a tough veteran like Roman, did you expect it to end so early in the third round?
Well, I never underestimate my opponents, and I was like, I was respecting his experience, whatever he could do in the ring, because he's been a great fighters. But I expected like to show what I'm gonna do, because it's my time. I'm a younger guy, and I expected to do like a spectacular fight, and God bless, it happened the way that I wanted.
And last question, you were the #1 contender for Billy Joe Saunders. You said you'd like a little more seasoning, but after tonight, what Sergio saw, he thinks you got a shot against him. What say you?
Well, I'm #1 contender for Billy Joe, and the thing is, I'm young, I'm 24 years old, and I want to take my time a bit, but you know what, like, I've been training super hard, and I want to send a message over there that I'm coming.
Yeah, I think you sent a message with that right hand. Congratulations on your win. We might see more knockouts coming up later tonight from Virgil Ortiz, who has 14 knockouts and 14 wins. Here's a look back at the best of the best.